Alex Reeves was always connected. As the CEO of a thriving tech startup, his life revolved around screens, notifications, and the constant hum of digital activity. His company, Innovate Tech, was his pride and joy, but it was also his prison. Every ping, every email, every tweet demanded his immediate attention. He wore his 24/7 availability like a badge of honor, convinced it was the key to his success. One Friday evening, as Alex sat in his sleek office, bathed in the blue light of multiple monitors, his longtime friend and mentor, Dr. Sarah Chen, walked in unannounced. She took one look at Alex's bloodshot eyes and slumped posture and shook her head. "Alex, when was the last time you took a real break?" Sarah asked, concern evident in her voice. Alex glanced at his smartwatch. "I'm taking a break right now, aren't I?" he quipped, not looking up from his phone. Sarah sighed and sat down across from him. "I mean a real break. A break from all of this." She gestured around the tech-filled office. Alex finally looked up, puzzled. "Sarah, you know I can't do that. The company needs me. The team needs me. I need to be available." "Do they need you? Or have you convinced yourself they do?" Sarah challenged. "Alex, I've known you for years. You're brilliant, but you're burning out. Have you ever heard of a digital Sabbath?" Alex raised an eyebrow. "Sounds like some new age nonsense," Sarah laughed. "It's actually an old concept with a modern twist. One day a week, you completely disconnect from technology. No phones, no computers, no internet." Alex scoffed. "That's impossible. My whole life is online." "Exactly," Sarah said pointedly. "And that's the problem. I'm challenging you to try it for 1 month. Every Saturday, from Sunset Friday to Sunset Saturday, you go completely offline." Alex's mind raced with objections. What if there was an emergency? What about important emails? How would he stay updated? But something in Sarah's determined gaze made him pause. "1 month?" he asked hesitantly. Sarah nodded. "1 month, 4 Saturdays. I bet it will change your life." Reluctantly, Alex agreed. That first Friday night, he felt a mix of anxiety and excitement as he powered down his devices. Saturday morning arrived, and he felt oddly naked without his phone. He paced his apartment, unsure what to do with himself. On a whim, he decided to visit the local farmer's market, something he'd always meant to do but never found the time for. As he wandered among the stalls, he was struck by the vibrant colors of fresh produce, the aroma of baked goods, and the friendly chatter of vendors and customers. He struck up a conversation with Maria, a local artist selling her paintings. "You seem like you're seeing the world for the first time," she laughed, noticing his wide-eyed wonder. Alex smiled sheepishly. "In a way, I am. I'm usually glued to my phone." Maria nodded knowingly. "Ah, the digital detox. Good for you. You know, some of my best ideas come when I'm unplugged. There's something about letting your mind wander." Her words stuck with Alex throughout the day. He found himself noticing things he'd overlooked before. The intricate architecture of buildings he passed daily. The laughter of children in the park. The subtle flavors in his lunch that he usually gulped down while working. By the end of that first Saturday, Alex felt both exhausted and exhilarated. When he finally turned his phone back on, he was surprised to find that the world hadn't fallen apart without him. As the weeks progressed, Alex's digital Sabbaths became the highlight of his week. He rediscovered old hobbies, started reading books again, and even began volunteering at a local community garden. His relationships improved too. He had real conversations with his parents instead of distracted phone calls. He reconnected with old friends over coffee instead of likes and comments. At work, his team noticed a change. Alex was more focused, more creative, and surprisingly, more efficient. Ideas that had eluded him for months suddenly crystallized during his offline time. On the last Saturday of the challenge, Alex found himself back at the farmer's market. As he chatted with Maria, he realized how much had changed in just a month. "You look different," Maria observed. "More present." Alex nodded. "I feel different. It's like I've remembered how to live in the real world." "And how's your work?" Maria asked. "I remember you mentioning you run a tech company. Isn't it ironic?" Alex laughed. "Incredibly. But you know what? My work has improved. I'm more creative, more focused. And I think I finally understand what our technology should be doing, enhancing life, not replacing it." As Alex walked home, he reflected on the past month. He had feared that disconnecting would make him less successful, less informed. Instead, it had made him more grounded, more innovative, and, paradoxically, better at his job. He realized that technology, for all its benefits, had become a barrier between him and the world. His digital Sabbaths had torn down that barrier, allowing him to engage with life in a richer, more meaningful way. Monday morning, Alex called a company-wide meeting. Standing before his team, he took a deep breath. "I've learned something important," he began. "Our mission at Innovate Tech has always been to make life better through technology. But somewhere along the way, we forgot what better really means. From today, we're implementing a new policy. Every employee is encouraged to take a digital Sabbath once a week. Use that time to connect with the world around you, to think, to create." He paused, looking around at the surprised faces. "I know it sounds counterintuitive for a tech company, but I believe it will make us stronger, more creative, and better equipped to truly improve people's lives." As the meeting ended, and excited chatter filled the room, Sarah appeared at Alex's side. "So," she said with a smile, "how does it feel to be a digital Sabbath convert?" Alex grinned. "It feels like I've finally found the off switch, and in doing so, turned my whole life on." In the months that followed, Innovate Tech flourished. Their products became more intuitive, more aligned with real human needs. Alex's digital Sabbath policy was featured in business magazines, sparking a trend in the tech industry. But for Alex, the real success was personal. He had rediscovered the joy of uninterrupted conversations, the pleasure of a book read in peaceful silence, the thrill of ideas born in moments of quiet reflection. He had found, in the midst of his high-tech life, the priceless value of logging off to tune in to the world around him. As he often told new employees, in the digital age, the most revolutionary act is to unplug. Because when we disconnect from our devices, we reconnect with ourselves, with each other, and with the world that inspired us to create technology in the first place.